prossimi ospiti, Audrey Napanangka, Santo Giardino, and Penelope McDonald. Good afternoon, and thank you for making this connection with Radio Italia from Adelaide.
Yeah, thank you.
Grazie.
Thank you and hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
So, the reason for this is because we've just discovered via an Italian Aboriginal filmmaker in Adelaide that there's this new movie coming out about Audrey. They're centered around Audrey. So let's have a chat first with Audrey and say what is this story? Because I was reading a bit about you, and you say family is everything. So how does that come into this movie that's about you and your story?
You grow up your kid like that, send them to school.
La
My
famiglia è tutte cose. We're growing kids up.
Many kids, many children. And so Audrey says, Santo is my husband. He eats olives and I eat kangaroo tails.
Yes.
So how do we connect? How do we mix the two cultures?
We grew up with kangaroo.
That.
We eat kangaroo, emu, turkey, brandy, porcupine.
Porcupine.
But Audrey also likes Italian food. We went to his brother's restaurant last night, Casa Nostra, didn't we?
Yeah,
with all the family after the film screening in Alice Springs. We went there for supper.
Yeah.
It reminds me of
a Casa Nostra.
Casa Nostra. So it reminds me of a book I found called Polenta and Goanna about the Italian Aboriginal family in Western Australia. Polenta. Yes.
Yeah, polenta.
This is a man from northern Italy where they eat a lot of polenta.
Yeah, northern Italy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Penelope, I saw this movie has taken 10 years to make. How does that work?
Yeah.
Well, I talked to Audrey and Santo about making this 10 years ago, and we started to do a little bit of filming, then a little bit more. And when different things happened, we'd film them. I'd check with Audrey, is that okay? Check with Santo and the children. And we filmed. Yeah.
We've been taken to Italy.
Ha portata la bambina Julie, piccola, a 9 anni, ha portata all'Italia.
Yeah, so I knew they had this fantastic archive footage, which was all on VHS tapes, and we got that moved to digital form, and there were some gems amongst the archive, which Santo had filmed over the years, and so that came into the documentary. But we filmed on and off for 10 years, and the editing took a couple of years during COVID and so on, and finally we finished it last year. It premiered at Sydney Film Festival, went to lots of festivals in Australia. Now we're just doing the cinema release around Australia now.
So when is it coming out? You mentioned there was a showing in Alice Springs last night?
Yeah, its cinema release started on the 23rd of May, just the other day, on Tuesday night, and we've had 3 sold-out screenings in Alice, like completely sold out, not a spare chair. And everybody's loved the film and giving a lot of lovely feedback. They like that it's about family, love, relationships. It's funny as well as sad. It covers the gamut of human emotions, and by filming over so long, we covered a lot of different things.
Some Italian family been come to.
Poi c'erano gli italiani da rindere pure.
Sì?
No film.
E
poi mi hanno detto, c'erano italiani. Mi hanno detto a me dopo un film è più meglio film che hanno fatto te e Audrey di tutto il mondo.
See, okay, let's bring Santo a bit more into the picture. So lean in a bit closer to Audrey. Now, Audrey, how does an Aboriginal woman get to meet a man from Sicily in the middle of Australia?
We love them and all the kids love them.
How did you meet him?
I was 1986.
Yeah.
He meets me at the hotel.
In Cedros. The old Cedros.
All Cedros. And even tell me to call. You pay a lot of money in the hotel.
And is it difficult to bring the two cultures together, Aboriginal and Italian?
No.
Yeah.
Is it difficult or easy?
Easy.
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 First, he went and Audrey went and stayed with Santo and his mum.
Oh,
because she just moved to Alice Springs. She'd only just moved here in 1986, and
yes.
Santo was living with his mum. So she
And
moved
then
in
mia
with
madre se
them
n'è andata
first.
all'Italia, se n'è andata a Reri.
Yeah.
Io ci ho detto a Audrey, tu vieni a casa con me, perché non c'è nessuno là adesso. Sogno su.
Sì.
E mi ha detto, all right, paghiamo mezza casa, tu paghi mezza e io pago mezza. E siamo stati da così.
And because if she says family is everything, and family is an important part of Italian values. But and I was noticing that it talks about the struggles to keep the family together. What is that about?
Well, sometimes the welfare try and take the children.
The kids.
Trying
to take the kids away.
Because they just
2 years have been taking boys and girls.
They took 2 of them while we were filming.
And parents have been taken away.
And that's a common thing with First Nations children around Australia.
We didn't like that.
They don't the welfare sometimes just take children. In this case, they didn't have very solid reasons, so they got them back.
Yes.
We
So
io ci ho detto a Loia, mia madre ha avuto 14 figli e nessuno è venuto a bussare alla porta per levarci i carrozzi a mia madre.
Sì.
Erano 14. E tu ora disgraziato, ci ha detto. E poi dopo ci ha detto, mia madre non c'erano a nessuno figli. E mia madre si scerriava con la polizia.
Sì.
Si dava colpa nella testa, la polizia. Cioè, tu che fai? Ci dice, fanculo.
Oh, davvero. Okay. Does Audrey understood that word? I'm sure she reacted.
Yeah. She understood. She understands a little bit.
Yeah, she understands a little bit of Italian.
Yeah.
And Juliet was a little girl, 9 years old, even keep that language.
Yeah, when they went to Sicily,
Sicily.
and they went to Venice and
all
Rome,
the people that used to love that little girl.
The little girl was 9 and she learnt the language. And the family, Santo's family, they really love Audrey, and I've met a lot of his family. They live all around Australia and they embrace Audrey and her family.
All his family been taken.
I fratelli e sorelle.
How does it feel? How does it feel? Yeah, so yeah, give him the elbow, Audrey. So, yeah, tell him when he's supposed to listen. So how does it feel to see yourself on the screen in a movie? You're a Hollywood star now.
Good.
Hollywood, yeah. Like Hollywood.
Well, they're already pretty well known in Alice Springs, where we live.
Yes.
But there's big posters up everywhere now, and Audrey and Santo on the posters.
Everywhere.
and I see.
Love the movie.
Yes, and I see it's released in across Australia. I saw a map that shows the
it's across Australia at the moment, yeah.
And
it's released across Australia. Up to Perth,
yeah,
it's released up there,
and
east, west, north, south.
East, west, north, south.
Yeah.
Now, Penelope, your work is you're based in Alice Springs yourself as well?
Yes, I am.
Yes, and so you're specializing nowadays on documentaries and telling the stories of the First Nations people.
Well, I specialize in telling stories, really. This one happens to be, First Nations about Audrey, but I've known Audrey for a very long time. That's how this story came about. But I also would do drama stories as well. But this one's taken 100% of my time. I haven't really been doing other films at the same time, except helping with a few, supporting a few others.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
and Audrey's also an actress.
It's an actress.
Yeah, she's been in lots of films. That's how
she's been in lots of films.
Like Rabbit Proof Fence, you would have known of.
Yes.
Another short film.
Another one.
And
Samson and Delilah.
Oh, wow.
Mary
Yes.
Kings in Grass Castles. quite a lot for over about 30 years. She's been doing small roles in big films.
Yeah.
And actually, last week we were talking to a local member of parliament who's got an arts background, and she talked about the importance of stories and the arts. So what do you think is relevant about telling stories? You said that's what your practice is mostly about.
Stories help us to make sense of the world, is one thing. But the other thing is stories can influence change. You can, through a story, a documentary, get a window into a world you would never go into otherwise. Like most people won't have the opportunity to live with Audrey and Santo and their children, but through this documentary, they get the opportunity to really experience through the documentary how their lives are and have a greater understanding of people through that. So we're hoping that people see this documentary at this important time in Australia's history, when people are thinking a lot about First Nations Australians more than they have ever before. And we hope that this will be a powerful story to impact change.
And we've got the referendum coming up.
Questo con un film che avevamo fatto.
Sì.
Questo con un film che avevamo fatto.
Where in Sicily is Santo from? Which part of Sicily?
Sicilia, San Paolo, Saragossa.
Siracusa. Okay.
San Paolo, Saragossa.
Yeah. And so did you bring Sicilian food into the family?
Yeah.
Do you have cannoli?
It's in the movie.
It's in the movie. Okay, we'll have to watch the movie.
Yeah, he cooks a meal for us.
Yeah.
He cook them.
I cooked a meal for.
And he works at the restaurant anyway, the Casa Nostra. Santo's worked there on and off. It's family restaurant. They've had pizza bars and restaurants in Alice Springs since the 1970s.
We had 4 restaurants we had in Alice Springs.
But the one they've got now is a big institution here. You know, everybody knows it. It's a good location, and most people go there sometime.
A lot of people go there.
Yeah. So far, because I haven't seen the full movie. I've seen the trailers, and I'm impressed by the focus on the family and keeping a family together. And that's got to be very important, especially given what we're hearing about Alice Springs lately. And it's clearly there's an important social message to be made more widely available there. So
there's a lot more positives in Alice than the media have made out.
You can make probably a good ragu with kangaroo tail.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good idea, ragu.
With kangaroo tail.
You've got to come here and we'll take you hunting.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
So, yes, the messages are important now because, these young people, Alice Springs, there's been a spotlight on it, but we're hoping through seeing the documentary, we'll get more donations of support for programs that help young people and help families, because Aboriginal people like Audrey, they know what the best things are for their children and to keep children safe and to stop them going off the rails. But those programs are expensive to run, and you can't just do them and then stop them. They're new children all the time who need the programs.
Let's close up now with Audrey and see what message can Audrey give to families or young families to keep them together and help society.
Going out to push, we sleep at Yunduma.
Yeah. And
morning time gone with a lot of toilet and bus with the school bus with the kids.
Yeah.
Start from kids run up the big girls, 14, 15, 16, 17. We take them to push and we teaching separate all the kids. Yeah.
You take them to the bush and you teach them about nature and about culture.
Camping.
Camping, very important.
Camping is important for the kids.
Now, I saw lots of kids. I don't know, are there any grandchildren or great-grandchildren in the family yet?
Anybody.
Oh, yes.
No, do you have grandchildren or great-grandchildren?
Yeah, my granddaughter was painted up and she was dancing with Pamela.
In the film, and the little
new high pins. We went out with Penny.
That's
and the little girl that was here before in pink, that's the granddaughter. That's the youngest one at the moment.
Yeah.
a beautiful
The
young girl.
dancing kids.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
have to see when the movie comes to Adelaide. I think it's going to be at the Palace Nova Cinema.
It's at Mitcham and Palace Nova.
Ah, Mitcham as well. Yeah, okay.
The 19th and the 22nd of June.
Yes.
We'll be at the 19th screening. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So
In Adelaide.
I'll
just Audrey and
hope to meet you. Keep
Only
in
me
touch,
and-
and we can meet in person,
Yep.
hopefully. Okay,
That's
so
lovely.
thank you very much for participating in this call, and best wishes for the movie and for the ongoing artistic and
We
cultural.
keep on.
Va
We might
bene.
do another movie too.
Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah, not
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Antonio.
Well,
Yes,
thank you.
and
Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.